up in my car? Welcome to Bona Retsang. Yes, this is the only youth news and magazine show that allows you to voice your opinions on any issue that is affecting you and your community. Well, unfortunately, Zach, my boy, is not here in studio, but I've got our action man, Gino, who's normally on the road, but is actually here in studio. How are you doing, my boy?
I'm good. How are you, PK?
I am awesome.
Remember, guys, that this is your show, and we do love hearing from you. So go ahead and add some color on our Facebook page, Bona Retsang, or you can tweet us at Bona Retsang. For more information on the show or the presenters, check out our website.
Yes, Gino, but right now, let's go find out what is in store for you guys on today's show. Check it out.
First up, we take a look at the teacher-pupil sex issues that have been happening in schools around Mzansi.
Then we check out the entertainment news on Umgosi.
On Stramto, we see a teenager's perspective on teenage pregnancy.
Then last but not least, Boogeyman Boba gives us his take on this week's news.
All that and more coming right up. So without wasting more time, PK, let's get straight into it with the big buzz.
Yes, and today we take a look at a pressing issue that seems to be growing each year. Gino took to the streets to report.
Some say age is nothing but a number, but sleeping with your maths teacher, now that just doesn't add up. Bona Retsang took to the streets to find out what pupils think generally about their teachers.
They are motivators, they are parents, and they're also teachers.
I think they're good because, you know, they're taking us where we want to be. I mean, like, they're helping us at school and all that.
Teachers are doing a very good job, and that basipane skatsabo extra, especially my matriculant, they spend most of their time at school. I don't think they also have a life. Yeah.
Teachers are supposed to be smart adults who always do what is best for the children. They are your parents away from home and the ones who encourage you to follow your dreams and work hard to attain them. School is seen by many as their home away from home, despite the great amount of work that needs to be done there. What happens then when the classroom becomes a place that you fear the most? Teachers from the same school in West Rand, Gauteng have been suspended for allegedly sexually harassing pupils and having sexual relationships with them.
I think that teachers who sleep with pupils should be abolished from schools. They shouldn't be employed at all because it's a bad thing.
As teenagers, you know, our hormones, they jump around. So at the time when an older person takes over us, we really can't help it. Yeah, so it's very wrong. I think they should be stopped, and I mean, we are their children. If they do that to their children, it doesn't show the parental skills.
It's bad because, you know, it brings out the message that us as learners, we can also do it while teachers are doing it with us. So I don't think it's good. It's bad. It's really bad. So it should be, you know, get to a point whereby we stop it and make sure that it doesn't happen again.
One of the teachers suspended from Pahama Secondary School is the head of life orientation. The very same person who is meant to be teaching the learners about sex education, teenage pregnancy, the dangers of dating older men, responsible behavior, and wise decision-making. Section 17 of the South African Schools Act states very clearly that an educator found guilty of having a sexual relationship with a learner of the school where he or she is employed should be dismissed.
The repercussions are that that person needs to be stripped of their qualifications, because that is gross misconduct and it's not acceptable. So it means that they have to be stripped of their qualifications, because as a teacher you are there for one purpose, just to educate the children, but not sleep with them.
From last year, the number of sexual harassment cases in schools around Gauteng has gone up by 48, from 78 to 126 reported cases of sexual misconduct and rape. If you know of anyone who may be harassed by an educator at your school, contact the Kids Clinic at 082-958-8789 or send a please call me to Love Life at 083-323-1023 and they will call you back.
With 126 reports just from last year, this is definitely a growing problem. If you're faced with sexual harassment at school or know of someone who is affected by harassment, make sure that you speak out and get help.
That's right, guys. Make sure you use those numbers when you have to. Now it's time for us to see what's been happening around the world. We head over to Korea to bring you the 411 on the turmoil that's been going on there. Here's World What's Up. There are a lot of things that are in the news that we ought to care about, but really don't. Some things we just don't care about at all. Like Justin Bieber's new album, which is actually an old one turned acoustic. the number of wives our president has, the budget speech, the exchange rate, which always finds the rand weak and wanting, and Korea. Bear with us for 30 seconds as we bore you with a little history and geography before we get to the explosive part. Over the past few years, we have been bombarded with South Korea this, North Korea that, happy Korea, sad Korea, growing Korea, but where exactly is Korea and why is there so much hype around it? Korea, which lies south of China and west of Japan, was divided into North and South Korea in 1948, 3 years after the defeat of Japan in World War II. The North was occupied by the Soviet Union, while the South was under the United States. Presently, Park Geun-hye is South Korea's 11th president and the first female one. And North Korea is under the dictatorship of young Kim Jong-un. In recent weeks, North Korea has threatened nuclear war against the United States and South Korea. Now, the United States is trying to get China to discourage North Korea from its plans. China is the North's main trading partner and financial backer. The hope is that if China pulls out from its investments in North Korea, the North will abandon its nuclear weapons and this will prevent a war from breaking out. Still not worried? Well, a nuclear bomb from North Korea could easily destroy more than half of America, destroy the global powerhouse, and finance systems across the world crash. A compromised economy leads to lower standards of living. Lowered standards of living mean no school, no DSTV, no pocket money, no internet access, and no social media to chat with your friends through. A little more interested in the Korean countries now.
Wow, that really makes me understand a whole lot of the situation that is happening all the way in the Korean countries. Well, next up on the lineup is a news recap where we take a look at the news that's been on everyone's tongues this week.
Two adults and an 8-year-old were killed by a bomb at a Boston marathon on Monday. 176 people were injured. President of the United States, Barack Obama, has called the incident an act of terror. According to FBI Special Agent Richard Delorius, the two bombs were made using a pressure cooker, nails and ball bearings and were allegedly carried to the event in backpacks. Investigation is still underway. A gay couple shocked the world 2 weeks ago when they decided to have a traditional wedding in KwaDukuza, KwaZulu-Natal. Cameron Mudisani and Thomas Sitola slaughtered a bull before their wedding day as they tied the knot after a 3-year relationship. While same-sex marriages may not be too much of a big deal in the cities, it is still frowned upon in the rural areas of KwaZulu-Natal, with some saying that the ancestors will not be pleased with the union. The newlyweds say that, despite what critics believe, they are simply celebrating their sexuality as proud African men. Former President Nelson Mandela has seen good days and bad days. Having recently come out of hospital where they treated an ongoing lung condition he suffers from, the old man is back home and patiently waiting for his 95th birthday. He is not, however, the only one excited about the approaching celebrations. Relatives of Madiba are using the Mandela name to organize grand parties in cities including London, Monaco, and Pretoria. Celebrations include a gala dinner at the Union Buildings, a boxing tournament in Monaco, and soccer matches involving the legendary Manchester United. The greed doesn't stop there. His daughters Zenani and Magaziwe have issued a court order to remove the directors of 2 Mandela trusts in hopes of securing their stake in 20 million rand of the old man's money. As the world nervously waits for the 18th of July, we can only hope that the Madiba magic will see the former president past his 95th birthday.
Tata has done so much for the country. We should just leave him in peace without all of this drama.
I totally agree with you, PK, but now let's check out what's been happening in the world of entertainment. This is Umgosi.
It's time for you to get your dose of Umgosi. Now we have to give it up to the local artists who are being received well overseas. First, it was The Soil taking over the States, then DJ Black Coffee changing the club music scene in the UK. Now, local Afro-fusion group Freshly Gone has topped the international iTunes chart barely a month after the release of their new album in the US. Now, I'm sure you are one of those guys who kept on saying, "Aye man, Psy won't be able to make another hit." Well, I have to say you guys were totally wrong. Psy, who is known for his YouTube hit track Oppa Gangnam Style, is back and has a new release called Gentleman. Yeah, maybe this track isn't all that amazing, but was Gangnam Style any better? Well, his new track Gentleman has already racked in 3.59 million digital sales. This guy must be doing something right. Well, that's it for Umkosi for this week. Check you guys next time.
A major big up to Freshly Ground. Now, there's an example of people who are doing it right. They may even get themselves a Grammy.
Well, fingers crossed for that, Juno. But now let's take a quick break. But make sure you stay with us because when we return, we have more action lined up just for you.
You are back on Bona Retsang. It's now time for Stamto. Over the past weeks and in the weeks still to follow, we will be taking a look at your human rights and how important they are to you.
That is right, Gina. And today we take a look at another clip sent in from Rhodes University and the Upstart Project. And this clip is called Teenage Perspective on Teenage Pregnancy.
Most of the people don't talk about the problem because they think that it's a disgrace or it's a shame. Others might think that, oh, yeah, she's pregnant. It's a common thing. It happens every now and again, and it happens to girls that don't have morals and stuff. So they don't talk about it. It affects my school, my space, the people around me. I've had several friends that have been pregnant before. We've shared and talked about our experiences. Well, they have told me about their experiences in their first time to have sex and stuff. But then, yeah, that's it. And they've told me how they felt about it and how they regret being in that position. In South Africa, there's always been the problem of inequality between the sexes. Girls are the ones who are judged when they are pregnant. Yeah. If you notice, we are the ones that get judged, and the boy walks away free.
Yes.
I think that's wrong.
Sometimes it's irritating just because, like, you're the one that's walking like this. And then the boy's walking like this, freely.
Yeah.
Oh, I can still do something else.
And
then you have to
they always deny. They always deny.
Yes,
that's not my baby. I didn't make her pregnant.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a traditional person, but then in my house we do practice tradition. I do, when there are ceremonies, I do take part in the activities. Back in the day, we would not find like young girls going from boyfriend to boyfriend and stuff like that. They had respect for their parents and their surnames, which they had to carry out when they are walking down the street. But then as the time changes, civilization, the modern world, urban, things have changed, and I think it has a negative effect on us teenagers because we don't appreciate our parents and we take things for granted, and that's where teenage pregnancy comes in, and that's where it hits us hard. I think that the people should talk about it because it affects us as the youth, and if people don't talk about it, then who will? The government should have like adverts on TV that are young and fresh and funky that will suit our standard or level.
Love, this is your baby, man.
No, man, this is my baby.
Yeah?
Be safe, your future depends on you.
Awesome work there by Avio and her crew. I do agree that talking more openly about teenage pregnancy is definitely a step in the right direction. What's lined up next, PK?
Well, it's now time for B Media Wise, where you guys get the chance to send us your videos on issues affecting you and your community. And today's clip is all about school swag.
Welcome to my school, Pretoria Technical High School. Hello, my name is Tato, and I'm going to interview a few learners who are going to tell me about school swag. Some people wear skinny pants and some others wear three-quarters. So I'm going to interview a boy named Hanyane, and here he is here. So, Mr. Hanyane, why are you wearing skinny pants? How do you feel wearing skinny pants? I like these two friends of mine. It's like a chain. So I like to follow the chain because, like, in which maybe you might not think it's cool, but I think it's like cool in a way. So I follow this chain, and actually, besides the fact that it's a chain, they're really warm pants, 100% cotton, and 100% Egyptian cotton. So okay, yeah, thank you for that long explanation. So, Mano, tell me, why are you like wearing 3/4?
Joe, of course, it makes the air come into my ankle. You see, as you can see, it's also swag. It makes me unique. You see, and it shows off my wool like socks.
Okay, thank you for your time.
A fresh clip on School Swag by Brother Man Tato. Just for sending in his clip, he has won himself a Casio watch to the value of 500 Rand. Be cool like Tato and hook us up with one of your clips and you can win your bit of bling too. You can BBM them, WhatsApp them, Facebook post them, just get them to us. Make sure they are not longer than 2 minutes though.
Yes, now with the growth of social networks and cyber interactions, many problems have been created. And today on Ring and Night, we hear your views on cyber cheating.
I think that cyber cheating is fine. If I found out that my boyfriend or husband was talking sexually with someone via the internet, I wouldn't mind because it's an outlet. It's as long as he's not there doing it with them, it's just some way to be noticed and get attention, I suppose.
If someone starts with cyber cheating, then if I let them get away with it, they're likely to go and cheat physically in real life.
If you don't have an open relationship and you wouldn't let your man like have a relationship with someone in real life, then it's just the same over the internet or whatever.
Cyber cheating is okay because if you say it's wrong, you might as well say that people who are in relationships who are looking at other people, that is wrong as well.
I think cyber cheating is wrong because it's kind of like a gateway into actually cheating on someone physically.
Wow, interesting views from you guys. Moving straight along, let's take a look at how you guys responded to last week's poll question, which was, do you think South Africans are over racial hatred? And 80% of you said no.
This week's poll question goes like this. Do you think that sexual harassment is being reported enough in schools? Select yes or no on our Facebook page and we'll see what you guys think about this issue. But right now, let's take a quick break. When we return, we hit the ones and twos on Bona Vibes and Boogerman Baba gives us his take on this week's news. Welcome back to Bona Retsang. Don't forget to interact with us on our Facebook page. All you need to do is press the like button, or you can always tweet us at Bona Retsang. You know that we always love hearing from you.
Next on the lineup is Bona Vibes, and today Lady PK gets the chance to learn how to DJ. Let's get straight into it before I say something I might regret.
I'm sure you've heard them saying that music is a universal language. So next to music is DJing. And I'm here in Dobsonville, Soweto at the Behind Academy to learn more about DJing. And who's going to be teaching me? Well, it's DJ Chuck's Best. So let's not waste more time and let's go mix those ones and twos. Okay, Chuck's Best, how are you doing? I'm good, thanks. Can you tell us what happens here at Behind X Academy?
Okay, what we do is during the week we offer practical classes. Then Saturdays, that's when we offer theory. That's when we tell our students where to go. DJing is not only about Java and not. DJing, it's a career. If ever you will treat it as Java, well, let it be for it. But if ever uzoyithatha as career ufuna ukuphumelela uye phambili ngayo, then it's a bonus for wena nakhona. Like we have a lot of DJs ukuthi baphumelele through the DJing industry and they're making it big. So it's all up to you which wena ufunayo kahle kahle. Yeah, so uzophuma kuwe.
Unfortunately, I do not have a whole week to learn. I only have a few minutes, and hopefully DJ Chuck's Best will just teach me the ones and twos, right?
Obvious.
Okay, let's do this. Okay, fine, I have my equipment. How do I then mix?
Well, you have to understand your songs first.
Okay.
Then standard beats like ingoma, let me say ingoma, it's standard. Like you will have your 4 bars beats. Then amanye, it's 8 bars, 16 bars, 32, 64. And after you understand now, that's when you can start to try ukufundisa first beat.
Okay, so can you try and give us an example? Maybe can you mix like a couple of beats so we can see what you're talking about? Can't get this song.
Shy.
Well, you heard him. I took a little bit longer to learn, but I'm sure you at home should actually come by and give it a try. You never know, you might be the next big thing. But that's it from me, PK, here in Dobsonville with Chuck Best at the Behind Decks Academy. We out.
How's work, eh?
Not bad for a girl with 2 left hands, PK. You looked like you were going to give up there for a second, though. Gotta hand it to you, though, buddy. You did good. You did pretty good.
I tried, but it takes at least 2 weeks to learn how to DJ. But we're about to wrap the show, but we can never leave without hearing what Boogeyman Boba has for this week's news. So, Boogeyman Boba, do your thing.
Hello and welcome to Bona Retsang. It's your boy Boogeyman to the B. Yes, Boogeyman Boba, and I'm going to give you a wrap-up of the week's news. Remember the meat scandal? The scandal where shops around South Africa were selling beef containing donkey meat. Yes, now those shops have been exposed. First up, Pick n Pay was there, Woolworths were there, white people were crying, come on Woolworths, we trusted you, oh my word. Fruits and Veg is supposed to be selling meat, and also ShopRite. But I don't know about you guys, but I was not surprised about ShopRite. I mean, I'm sure you'll see it in the next ShopRite advert. We put donkey meat in your beef, so you save. Next up, ANC Women's League leader Angie Muteke said that the ANC needs strong women leaders to voice their opinions on equality. Yes, I couldn't agree more, Angie, because South Africa does have a lot of strong women. Come on, think about it. We've got Casta Simenye, we've got Ria Pierre. I mean, how often do you get a police commissioner who looks like she has served a prison sentence already? Speaking of the ANC, the government has condemned all forms of abuse against gay people after a gay man was assaulted in Cape Town. The government has said this violence against gay people is wrong. I mean, gay people played an integral part in fighting for our freedom. Yes, we had gay people in the struggle. Even Usomizi, Usomkaka, was an actor on Sarafina. Freedom is coming tomorrow. A painting depicting President Jacob Zuma and former President Nelson Mandela as white people has been removed at an art gallery after reports say that this painting is too controversial. I mean, come on, you cannot do this. You cannot paint Jacob Zuma and Nelson Mandela as white people because they are not white people. It is like drawing a picture of Lindiwe Mazibuko and Pabi Muloy as black people. This is wrong. All right, now moving on to some African news. South Africa has loaned Zimbabwe a whopping 900 million rand for their upcoming elections. 900 million to Zimbabwe, guys. No, man. We all know that Zimbabwe's credit record is so bad that they cannot open an account at Edgar's. 900 million rand. You know what's going to happen now? Jacob Zuma is going to try calling Robert Mugabe for his money back. And you know what's going to happen? The number you have dialed does not exist. Holla black.